Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my tech YouTube channel. Today we're here to talk about some of the basic Linux commands that is good to know when you're joining an IT industry based out of Linux. So let's jump right into the video. So these are the commands that we would be seeing today. Okay, so the first thing is whenever you're logging in as a bash shell, right? A user who's logged into a bash shell, you would get some basic information like which user you're logged in as and what is the host name of your system and which directory you're into, right? So if say for example you're not inside a bash shell that is a born again shell, what if you're in a plain shell? Okay, like this. So how would you know which user you're logged in as? So you just need to type who am I, like you're asking the system itself. Okay, and it'll tell you which user you logged in as. Now how would you know which directory you're into, right? So that is present working directory, that is pwd, enter, and you would get the present working directory's name or the complete path. Okay, and whenever you do cd and just hit enter, it comes to the basic directory of the user, that is the home directory of the current user. How would you know that? As you can see here, there is a wildcard that is mentioned here. The name of this is tilde. Okay, so if you refer to a tilde or if you just do cd, it would come to the basic home directory of the current user, which is slash home slash shibli in my case. All right, say for example you have a file like test. Okay, and if you want to copy this somewhere else, right, say for example I'm going to slash temp and I want to copy it from the home directory to this slash temp directory. How would you do that? I can just use cp tilde instead of mentioning like this home shibli. What I can do is I can just use tilde slash test dot. So I've used two wildcards here. One is the tilde symbol referring to the current user's home directory, and one is the dot, which is referring to the current directory. Okay, so if you use dot, that means you're referring to the current directory. Say for example you have a script. Okay, and let's just quickly make it a script now. All right, so what you can do is, in case you want to run any script which is in the current directory, if it's a bash script or any kind of script, the shell would automatically know. How would it know? It can know with this first line of the script. Okay, so you just need to mention the complete path of the binary. Okay, I missed a slash over here with the commented line so that it would automatically know which binary to use to execute the script from the current directory. Say for example, this is my script. Okay, so it is just going to output present this output in the command line, right? So what I'm going to do is dot slash test. I can just run it like this and it would automatically detect what kind of script is it using the first line inside the script, and it'll take that binary and execute the script for you. Okay, that's with the dot wildcard. The next wildcard is star. So star is basically referring to everything. So it is just like you're referring to a pattern. Say for example, let me use another wildcard to create consecutive files like with the name starting with test and ending with numbers from 1 till 10, like this touch. So touch is a command just to create some empty files. I would be using like this 1 dot 10. So I would be creating a range of files starting with the name test from 1 till 10. Okay, ls-lrt, and as you can see here I have created these files. All right, so this is how you can create consecutive files with a range of numbers. Now how would you refer to them? So you just want to list those. I'll use ls test star. So it will list all the files starting with the name test. Okay, say for example you don't know what is the starting of it, you just know that it is starting with the number 1. So I have two files here, file 1, test 1. So what are the files starting, or sorry, ending with the number 1? I just need to use ls star 1. Okay, now you can use it another way. Now what if you want to list the list the files which are which is having est in between, okay, in the file name, right? So ls star est star. So anything that is starting and ending with est, it will present those list of directories and files. Okay, Now the next thing is, how would you know who are all logged in at this point of time in your system? So and from when, right? And as which session? So in case you study Linux very well, you would know about TTYs and sessions and screens and stuff like that. Okay, so basically for now, just get to know that there are many sessions. Like you can log in remotely, you can log into the same system and have 9 different screens or 9 different sessions at the same time. Okay, say for example, you're currently logged into the first session. Okay, if you want to log into another session in any command line, or you can also use it in a GUI. If you're logged in directly, you need to use Control Alt and F3 till F7 or F8, depends on the flavor of Linux that you're using. Okay, so for now I've already logged into to another session. Control Alt F3 with the same user, and I want to check how many users are logged in. I just need to type the command who. As you can see here, there are 2 sessions created. One is the basic session, okay, and second is TTY3, which is the one that I said. All right, and both are logged in. One is logged in from 9:31 p.m. and the other is 10 p.m. Okay, so let's check the other one now. You have a bash script, right? So if you type bash test, it would execute that script. Now, how would you know from where this command is being executed? So everything inside, every command inside Linux would have a binary file through which it is getting executed. Like we have executable files in Windows, compared to that, the same thing goes with Linux, but it's known as binary files. Okay, so how do you know where is the exact location of that binary file from where the command is running? So you would use the command which bash, and you would get the complete path from where the command is getting executed. So this is how you find the binary path of the complete command. Okay. The next is chmod. Now there is a particular option which is a very useful option in case of working with directories. So there might be a directory inside which there might be another directory and subdirectories and subfiles, right? So how do you refer to all of those? Now, while copying or moving or doing a chmod command, you have this explicit command which is known as recursive, right? So you just need to, for any command, you just need to type chmod hyphen hyphen help. You will get the help window over there, something like that, or you can use man page. Okay, so I'm going to copy a couple of files, right? So I'm going to copy test, okay, slash. So one second, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use touch command, okay, and that is going to create the files inside test directory. Okay, okay, test is not a directory, mkdir. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to make a directory test. I'm going to execute the same command. It has created a couple of files. Now I'm going to copy all the files inside the test directory inside maybe a file directory. Okay, now how do I do that? So I just need to use cp test file. Would it copy? No, because there are some contents inside the test directory. So how do I copy the complete directory? I need to use cp-r, okay, -r test slash to file. So here we go. Now if I do ls-lrt file and hit enter, as you can see here, the complete directory is copied. Now slash test, you can see here all the files are also copied. So it's the same thing. You can use it with the chmod command. So what if I want to change the ownership? I'm actually the owner, so I have the ownership to change the ownership of that file, right? So I can use chmod test slash test1, uh, and I can give permissions like let's make everything executable, right? I'm going to give the owner, other group users, and the other users to execute this file. Okay. Now, what if going to use the same thing? Now, there's a handy trick again, ls-lrt, and you want to use the same argument that you used to the previous command. You can use alt and dot. Okay, and you can use it like this. So as you can see here, but the permissions has changed, but now if you see all the other files, the permissions remains the same. So you can do this for the individual files. Either you can use the wildcard like this 1.10, 1.10, or what you can do is you can use test star. That is another way. Now since we have only those files inside the directory, I can use the -r option, which is recursive. Okay, So if I use ls-lrt, as you can see here, recursively, even for the directory and the sub files of all the all the contents inside test directory, it has been applied. Now, what is with the ls-lrth? Why do we use that command, right? So ls means list, ls-l means long listing. Okay, it just gives you the long listing. Now, what if you want to arrange that, or you want to sort that list based on the latest file at the bottom? So you would use ls-lrt. Okay, so the latest file will come at the bottom. As you can see here, this is the last modified time. Okay, now if you want the latest file or the oldest file at the bottom, you can use ls-lt. So the oldest file will come at the bottom while it's listing the contents of the current directory or any directory. Okay. Now ls-lrt will give you the latest file at the bottom with an H option will give you a human readable form. Say for example, see here 4096 is the size of that directory. Now what if you want you want the human readable form of that size? So you can use ls-lrt h, that is human readable form. What if you want to see some hidden files like starting with dot? Okay. Now, how do I do that? I need to use ls-l a. Okay, so a, that means all, like you also can see the hidden directories and hidden files. Okay, so the h option, that is a human readable option, has it's widely used with all the commands. You like we have the recursive option that can be used with a variety of commands, right? So say for example you want to use ls hyphen sorry df hyphen t, right? So it'll show you all the mount points. Now what if you want to see all this in a human readable form for this size, right? So you can use df-ht. You can see it in MBs, megabytes, or gigabytes, or something like that. All right. The last but not least, what if you want to know the version of the operating system that you're using, right? So you can simply use cat/etc star release star. So there are basically some files with the name release in between, and you can cat those files. So basically you can view the flavor of Linux, the version, all right, and the release version. Okay, it's Bionic Weaver, right? It's the Debian package, right? So all these kind of information you can get it over here. You might have seen there is a useful command which says locate, right? So what if I touch a file test? Okay, it says permission denied. Let's go to home, Shibli, that is CD, right? So I'm going to touch a file, uh, my tech. ls-lrth, and you see mytech is the latest file. Now if I try to use locate command mytech, most probably it wouldn't be finding that file. The reason behind this is it has a backend DB that stores all these information. Okay, so if you use update DB, okay, it has some information here. Let's log in as root. I'm going to update DB. Okay, it has updated the DB. Now if I exit locate mytech, you would find that file to be coming up somewhere over here. As you can see here, this file result came when we searched the second time after running updatedb. So whenever you want to search a file using the locate command, it's better that you run updatedb and then you try to find that file. Alright, so that's it with the video, guys. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're eager to learn more about the Linux commands, please let us know in the comments, and we will be coming up with new videos with a lot of information of Linux, DevOps, and SRE. Thanks again for watching this video, guys. Bye bye. Take care.